Hi everybody, this is Bill with NotaryCoach.com. Today is Monday, May 7th, and I'm doing the recap of the MOREcast email that I sent out last week on April 30th. It was the last day of the month. It was a crazy day, and it kind of built up and talked about what the signing schedule is going to be for that week, as well as for the rest of the summer. So I want to talk a little bit about that. So let's just jump right into it. The signing schedule for last week, we had 14 signings scheduled on May 1st. That's when I sent the email out. We actually ended up with about 18 or 19 signings that day. So oddly enough, the first of the month was busier than the last day of the month, which is not normal, but I was told to expect that. So that's what's kind of cool, guys. Most of these are new home purchases. As I've shared with you, I focus on escrow direct, and most of those escrow officers are involved with new home purchases as opposed to doing refinances. So almost everything I've got is these new home purchases. There's some seller packages in there as well, but of course we've got the refinances sprinkled in there too. What's kind of cool though, guys, is that as we're going into the summer months, this is actually a very busy time. And in fact, my clients, I just sat down with two of them last week, and they let me know that one of them is going up by 30% in their signings every single month. Another has quadrupled their signings. So I need to be prepared and staffed for those. That's why we had the meeting. So I'm kind of excited going into a very busy time period. And again, if you're in this business and you're only focusing on refinances, I heavily urge you to branch out and diversify a little bit, get those new home purchases. Also, get involved in the general notary work. In a lot of states, this is really making sense. So that's what I talk about too. The general notary work, since we started in the Sign and Thrive group, the business card challenge, where we talk about our business to just random strangers and leave our business card and network and interact with people, general notary work has spiked up significantly. That's been a really good thing, and I'm actually continuing it into May as well. What I'm reading a book that's called Unbleep Yourself by Gary John Bishop. It's really about the voices and the self-talk that we do to ourselves every single day. I totally agree that that's where a major disconnect is between what we want and the lives that we actually have. You know, we have big hopes and dreams and aspirations. We say a daily affirmation maybe that's real positive and gets us fired up. But then that little voice inside our head, or 10 of them, kick us right in the groin throughout the day. They punch us in the face. They tell us how worthless we are, or how dare we do this, or see, I told you so's. And that just sinks our ship a little bit. Now, this book, the author narrates his own book. He's got a heavy Scottish accent, and I'm having a hard time getting through it, but the overall message is really powerful, I think. What I'm loving this week, we've got a distillery in Scottsdale, Arizona here called Oso. They just released a new bourbon whiskey. I don't know, is the glare too bad on that? It is called Notary. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, it's called Notary. It's actually quite delicious. It's a nice little batch, but anytime I see an opportunity like this that ties directly to what I do for a living, I try to buy this kind of stuff because these make great gifts for your clients. So if you could sit on this to the holidays, you could drop them off at clients that have thrown you a little bit of business, or reserve a few for those clients that you really want to get your foot in the door. This can really make you stand out. You can see too, the label actually has plenty of room to customize, write a message on here. That's going to sit on their shelf for a long time, and it's going to get attention. So stuff like this can really do powerful stuff for your business. Also, I dropped off my first bottle too, and it went over very, very well. Totally blew them away. They didn't expect it. And this happened to be at an office where they appreciate good liqueur, and they actually do like on Friday afternoons, they do like a beer tasting at their office. So I knew this would go over really well, and it sure did. So highly recommend that. I don't know if you can get it in other states, but it's worth taking a look at. It's Oso. That's O-H-S-O Distillery in Scottsdale, Arizona. Quotes that speak to me. This was huge. Guys, everything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. That is a quote that's credited to George Adair. And I got to meet George Adair and actually work with him on some of the workshops he was offering here in Phoenix before he passed away. And that message really resonated with me when I first heard this, like back in 2005, and it's amazing how fear can dominate your life no matter what level you're at, no matter what it is that you're doing. Sometimes it's just getting out of bed and going to work in the morning. Sometimes it's when you're taking huge action, you're in the arena and you're doing stuff. Fear can creep up on you in a number of different ways, but it's true. Once you push through that, that's when magic starts to happen. That's when your dream life really starts to happen. And we have to stay conscious of that fear and pushing through it every single day. And I'm kind of in a cool place because I get to hear your biggest fears. In my Sign and Thrive class, I get to talk to people about their big fears almost on a daily basis and what they can do to push through that and really make this business work for them. And this quote right here, even though, sometimes quotes get overused, this thing is super powerful and so true. I think that's why it resonates. Prime directive for last week was to start the Drop a Note challenge within the Sign and Thrive group, and we got that kicked off really well. And that's basically where we're challenging people to send at least one greeting card to somebody on their database every single day. So 31 for the entire month of May minimum. And the reason for that is, guys, this is one of the most powerful tools I used to ramp up my business 20 times income. This is one of the strategies that I used when I started treating my business with respect. I started sending a greeting card to potential contacts, even personal contacts, family members, people I'd meet. Nice to meet you card. Thank you for a meeting. I'm grateful for getting the chance to meet you. Or the service that I use actually allows me to customize cards, so I was able to find their pictures of pets on their social media pages and just really customize and get real authentic and deep with who I am and what I wanted to convey and make them feel valued and let them know that I'm thinking about them. That changed not only my business relationships, but my personal relationships too. And I highly encourage you guys to do it as well. If you're part of the Sign and Thrive group, we're doing that together and supporting each other. If you're not part of the Sign and Thrive group, that's okay too. You can do it on your own or jump in with us anyway. We'd love to have you. It's extremely powerful. And now that we're on like day 7 of the challenge, I've already got people who have received some of the cards I sent out last week. And it's really touching to hear their message about how that impacted them and the difference that it made in their day, in their life. So that's really what this is all about. A lot of power in receiving those cards too. That just feels awesome. But the feeling that you get from sending those and kind of kicking off each day with a random act of kindness is really powerful. All right, guys, that's it for the MOREcast this week. I'll get the email out talking about this coming week a little later on today. If you have any questions or anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at orders@notarycoach.com.